Hello and welcome back to what seems to be a calm and peaceful evening on Mars. We are getting our shipment of electronics and machine parts, even though we have actually built up a bit of a surplus. So I think we're a little bit more stable than we were last episode. Things are a little bit more smooth. Obviously down here to the southeast, I have turned off the Akongo 1, which is the name of our dome down here. Now, we were going to use this primarily to focus on extracting underground metals, but for the moment, I think I'd like to just hold off because we no longer are quite in dire straits when it comes to metals. We actually are getting quite a few metals from our automated rovers. Let's see, the explorers aren't doing much, which is fine. But the RC transports are, in fact, are they both fighting for the same thing? Oh, that's kind of funny. That's a little bit awkward. I guess they might be going for the same materials, but I guess maybe they'll just help each other out instead of, fighting against one another. So, what else is going on? We have a water shortage, apparently. I think the shortage is just that we don't have a lot of water stored up. Yeah, we've only got a little bit stored up. We just recently fixed our water problem. Really, our main issue right now seems to be that we've got a lot of jobs open and not a lot of room to bring more colonists in. Now, it says we've got 46 spaces. However, keep in mind that we do have, what does this dome have, 36 or so? Yeah, 36 of those are going to be for this dome in particular. Can I close this off and then maybe it stops counting the colonists? Not quite. Not quite. I could tear these down. I suppose I could tear the living complexes down just to prevent any confusion. We could reclaim a few materials. I don't know, maybe we'll do that. I mean, again, this was going to be for underground metals, but if we're going to be okay getting our, surface metals delivered by the RC transports, then we might be in better shape. Polymers here and there. There's still some metals here and there around as well. We are trying to rush forward and get both the gravity engineering and the CO2 jet propulsion done, because I'd love to take a look at the possibility of putting a mega dome over here on the plateau. And almost, I was kind of thinking about relocating the entire staff from this area up to the new plateau. We could use a tunnel in order to have our life support systems be transported from this general vicinity over to the dome. And then, of course, that would also allow our rovers to move between them without having to, do kind of a chain rover storage area thing. So that's a possibility. Alternatively, I might try to move over to the old style of round domes. You know what I need to look up? I need to look up a mod that was going to let me try to package up and move or destroy the old domes. Because I don't think it's realistic to completely not be able to do anything with your domes. Now, packing up a dome and moving it, yeah, that seems a bit more unrealistic. But I do think that there should be a way to disassemble and destroy an old dome. So let me look at that real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, well, apparently I'm looking for things that I don't even need to worry about. Apparently there is. Once you clear everything out of a dome, you do absolutely have the ability to destroy a dome. So I'm about to lose all of my life support, so at least I'm aware of that at the moment. Hopefully this will get completely trashed, and we'll be able to reconnect the cables here in just a moment. Oh, we're going to have to wait for this thing to get cleared out. I think we are. Oh, that looks pretty rough. I wonder if that's what it looks like if you get too much damage as well. Hey, at least we were able to reclaim some items, though. We were able to get what? I see concrete, polymer, and metals in there. It wasn't a ton, but it at least was something. I know you guys are gone totally suffocating right now. I just need to get this thing moved. Oh, gosh, or not. I suppose we could go around the edge of it with new life support. Let's see if we can't skirt everything. The ding dome's in the way. Let's go over to the side. We'll move up and then hook around like so. Okay, cool. That should do it, and then we'll also run the power line there as well. I might trim that up a little bit later on because, reasons. But for the moment, that might put us back on course with getting, everyone under power and totally not dying a horrible, horrible death. Otherwise, I think we're in pretty good shape. Now that I know we can kind of destroy some domes, I don't feel as bad about having some poor design choices made. So eventually down the road, maybe we relocate some people to megadomes, but we can come back this way. We can kind of shuffle people around in different domes. And honestly, don't we have the medium domes available now? We did unlock the medium domes. That's right. So the medium dome, It could be interesting. It could be something fun to try out. Now, we would be able to put down a spire, the central pillar thing. We would actually be able to use those this time around. It's got... I think it's got about the same amount of space as you would find in the barrel dome. The only difference, of course, is that you will have the spire available to you. So do we actually have any spires unlocked? We have the water reclamation. I would love to find the arcology, because that would allow us to get more residential space. And I think it's a pretty decent building in terms of what kind of comfort it provides. Where is the arcology? It's probably going to be farther down the tree, right? Yeah, it is. Dang. 10,000 research. But it's really cheap in terms of materials. It's only 10 polymer and 60 concrete. I wish it told you how many people could live there. Comfortable living space for many colonists. That might not be a bad idea, especially if we're considering going larger in scale. Productivity and magnetic extraction, those are really low-cost researches, so we'll go ahead and allow those to happen. And we're getting there, guys. There goes the dome. Okay, hang on. Since it's being trashed right now, let me go ahead and redo a little bit of this. Okay, everything's nice and fixed up, and we also unlocked the CO2 Jet Propulsion. So we now have the ability, I guess, to get shuttles from point A to point B. So these are over here. So houses and refuel shuttles that facilitate long-range resource transport between depots and resettling between domes. That's kind of cute. So 15 polymers, 10 electronics. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just kind of curious of what it might need. I don't want to put it down yet, mostly because I don't quite know what we're going to wind up doing. This is ready to land. This is a port-vested trade rocket. Good night. You guys want 80 electronics? Go away. Maybe not. I don't think so. All of our fuel, I think, is being used up right now. Did I turn off both fuel? I did. Let's go ahead and turn these back on. I think we were a little short on water, so I believe I'd had those off last episode. So we'll get that fixed back up. Oh my god, we're super low on food. That snuck up on me as per normal. We are pretty close to a soybean harvest. A couple of soybean harvests, but... Ooh, wow. Are you... You just don't have anyone working. Well, let's put that on a higher priority, because we absolutely do need to have the farms with their... being tended, rather, with their staff. The Spirit of Man 1 is ready to go. It's going to take a full load of trade goods, and it also finished refueling, so it's set. We don't have much more. We're actually a little bit short on underground rare metals, so we're kind of running out of our moneymaker. So I'm a little concerned. I think what happens right now is we have a lot of seniors, I believe, in our age group. Yeah, so we got 43 seniors. We do have a lot of Martian-born, though. That's actually pretty cool to see. Now, how are we doing on the school? Are there actually kids using the school every day? Pretty much. So, now that's going to be training them to get good traits, I believe. And then, of course, they can go into the Martian University and go from there. So, my problem right now, my concern right now, is that I don't have the balance right on the needs versus, you know, where everyone is living. There's also a lot of buildings without jobs, which kind of surprises me, especially... we got no medics in here, things like that. So I'm guessing there's more people who are retiring and becoming seniors than anything else. Can you restrict by age? No, I don't think so. You can inspect the residents, but I don't believe you can reset them or disallow a certain group from living there. Like we could set up a retirement community or something like that would be kind of interesting, but I don't think that's a possibility. Either way, food-wise, I did have a trade ready to go. We're trading the U.S. for some food for concrete. I've got the one ship going back to Earth. I'm really debating trying to move over to this plateau. I feel like it's got a lot of good things here for us. It's got 2 different deposits. One of them is a massive deposit of underground rare metal. So if we were to kind of take it how we did, I guess, down here to the southeast, but I suppose we could put down our own power units in this general area. It's just going to be rather hard to get everything in one spot. So we either build a tunnel to get things over there, or we try to drop everything in one spot and basically put down, you know, maybe we put a drone hub here and then we drop in drones from a supply pod and we just kind of fill this area up by itself, and it exists separately and has its own separate network, and until we're able to afford that tunnel, because the tunnel right now is like 20 metal, 80 concrete, 30 machine parts. It's not the worst thing in the world, but we are a little bit low on machine parts. And my fear is that if I keep bringing in colonists to our areas here, we're going to run out of service buildings, and I don't know if I should just be putting down more buildings or what. Let's take a quick peek, though, at what our people are grumpy about. So, relaxation and dining buildings are not working. That's fine. Yeah, that makes sense because we don't have any people inside doing all the manual labor. Gosh, do we need to just maybe... You're grumpy about that. What about some sanity? We actually... 36 sanity is horrible right now. Why are you so grumpy? You're freezing dehydrated. Okay, that's fair. I did kind of split the life support and completely forgot about that bad boy. So they just really need lots of days of calm things. No more issues with power or with water. Comfort-wise... A lot of things full. No functional residence. I must have kicked him out of his house. That actually was probably the power outage. Relaxation building is closed. I mean, I guess at a certain point, you really only need to have them at a certain level and they'll just do their job, right? You only need to have that comfort level relatively close to 50, I think, and they're going to be pretty happy. Now, of course, we do actually have some renegades in every dome, I believe. Let me take a look. Security station 4 there. 2 here, 1 there. So there are some renegades strung about. But I don't know. Do we need to just put down more residential areas? Do we need to just suck it up and say, look, you're all going to live in an apartment complex, and that's just what life is going to be like for a bit until we're able to, build some arcs or something like that. An apartment would give us 24 residential spaces. And I almost want to do that with the space we have available. And then if we need to, we can trash some of the living complexes and add more service buildings to keep those people happy. And this whole idea about using one centralized service building, I almost think this whole area is full. Look at that. Every shift, I have 10 out of 10. So everything seems to be full no matter what I'm doing. So I think every building needs to have its own basic services. So that's including dining and groceries. Now, they're there. We just don't have the people to work. So I don't know. I think we could kill one living complex. That's going to piss a lot of people off, though, once we do that. I put myself in pickle. Yes, indeed. I'll think about it for a minute. We get another offer for the USA. We are a little short on food still. I'm going to accept this bad boy, and we'll get some more food in while I ponder life. Let me move the RC commander somewhere where it can actually be useful. Or we can try to start building that tunnel up so we're able to move drones between the two areas. I mean, it's just, we've got a great underground rare metal deposit. We've got all the concrete here we need. Everything up here is really high quality. I almost wanted to wait until we unlock the mega-sized building, but the problem is, look at the requirements. We don't have this much stuff. We don't have the concrete, we don't have the metal, nor the polymer right now. Now, the concrete, I think, and the metal shouldn't be as bad. We could wind up opening that dome to the southeast to get and focus on getting metals, but I think we need to start smaller with maybe medium-sized domes. So I could put a medium dome here, somewhere maybe away from this big, because this area here is where I want to put the mega dome. I want to have all those research things inside one dome and make that the massive research sprawling complex. But this might not be a bad spot. If we move it up just actually anywhere inside of here, right? If you have this vista inside of the dome, anywhere in the radius, it's going to give you that bonus. So if I include both the science lab or the science spot down here, and the rare metals, and the concrete doesn't have to necessarily be in there, but that's not bad. Let's put down a dome, and I'm going to put down the tunnel. We're going to try the tunnel out. I've never used the tunnel before, so it's going to be a bit of an experiment as well. We found an anomaly, and our RC Explorer is automatically going for it. Lovely. So let's put down a tunnel, probably at the farthest point, I guess, so to speak, the closest point to this tunnel. Right there, okay. How far will this go? That's not too bad. That's actually a pretty decent tunnel. So, all right, we're going to try it out. I don't know. We're going to see. A lot of this is experimentation for me, so I'm pretty excited about it. But we'll figure it out, and we'll let our drones go crazy. That should be all set to go, except for the machine parts, but I could focus the machine parts. Well, I actually already have an amplified machine part factory, so I think we'll just have to wait for that to get finished up. All right. We'll let that go for a bit, and I'll check back on that in just a moment. I don't want to get this shuttle down, if you're wondering why that's just hanging out. I really don't want to sacrifice any of my precious electronics right now. I might, though, send a shuttle here. Gosh, are we full? Yeah, we're not, but we don't even have engineers anymore. Or the, what would you call that? The old geologists to work those areas, because all the people are retiring. I think I just need to increase the amount of people here that are of the workforce, because we have more and more seniors who are not quite helping out. All right, I'll let this run for a little bit and be back in just a moment. Okay, things are a bit more calm. Ignore the renegade stealing resources. Totally calm. Everything's fine here. So we've got our first couple big harvests coming in from our lovely soybean farm. So I think some of them are ready to go on to a different schedule. So this is in soybeans now. What we'll do is change this over to potatoes. No, sorry. It's going to be wheat, I think. And then potatoes at the start. That should reduce it down from 100%. This will go to 100% here. Then 90... Or sorry, 100%, and then 90%, then back up to 100. So that is all set. This one's going to be one more. So this will be soybean. I'll wait for that one to go up to 90% soil quality. This one is also a bit low. So that's good for us. I think the food problem is relatively solved. We also had, or I brought a delivery of machine parts to bring us back up to speed. Our tunnel is just about done. And by and large, I think we're a little bit better off than we were. Oh, cool. Look at the lake. The lake actually has a ton of vegetation around it. I think that's all lichen. That's really cool. We're at 26%, 5.94%. So yeah, not a ton in terms of, you know, what we've got according to the planet, but we're getting there. Slowly but surely we're getting there. If we turn this on, we will probably go under on what we're doing. Oh, actually not. I guess I thought we were going to be going over our water production, but I don't think we are. So let's let this small lake build up. What else do we have? I think we've got one empty shuttle ready to land. I was going to have them take another rare metals kind of deposit home. We're almost out of rare metals at this site here as well. So hopefully that'll get fixed up. I do have an apartment, or I have an apartment coming to get built in each of the 3 domes. So we've got one already built here, and then a couple more are coming through. We've got our anomaly. Where are we at on our research? We are almost through with gravity engineering. Not that that's going to matter, because the mega dome is going to take a long time for us to build. A very long time. Polymers, I think I'll probably start bringing those in by shuttle. The concrete, once we have this dome down, we'll be able to extract concrete from up here, so that should take care of that problem. Metal might be a little bit more tricky. I think we're going to have to rely on the kind of this temporary southeast extraction area here. The one, the dome down to the southeast that we were talking about, just bringing some people down so that they could work on extracting metals and whatnot. So I suppose at some point I should bring some humans out this way. Are we having power issues, or is it just kind of... Oh, bye, colonists. Sorry, I know. Sorry, it's so bad. I'm so sorry. Someone made a really good point, by the way. And maybe if I were able to find the mod that lets me move stuff, I might look into this. But there is an option if you think about using a trigon dome. So just a small... Or was it... No, trigon, no, it's microdome, I think is what they meant. I can put a microdome down and put all of these Stirling generators inside so that they never have a problem with dust or debris or anything like that. So if you are kind of a late tip here in the middle of the series, but hey, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. And there you go, there's a free tip. Make sure that you put your fancy Stirling generators inside of a tiny little dome and that nice and protected. All right, what else is going on? I think I've got my concrete. I had a bit of a concrete problem in terms of getting concrete from here all the way up to the northeast. So I think that's getting taken care of. I need to dump off my waste rock. Put a couple of these down. I think I like the idea of going with, if nothing else, apartments. So I could put one more apartment down, and then 2 apartments would basically have all the residential space I would need to physically take up, and then I could really go crazy with putting the service buildings back inside. So I could replace this living complex and put down another service building, and some of these other domes have extra space too, so I could put even more service buildings down. Now the one thing I don't know about, if someone wants to go from this dome to this dome, will they go here and then move up, or is it only a one way? Is it only like going from this dome to this dome? Because if that's the case, then maybe I should be cross-connecting my domes and not having a centralized dome. It's just a question. I'm not really sure how the colonists interact and how the colonists do a lot of their movement. So something, again, to learn as we go. But we're almost there. I will go ahead and put things fast forward a bit, and we'll get to our next big thing, whatever that happens to be. So the apartments should help resolve our problem with living space, and then I'll be able to put more service buildings in place inside the dome. So I think I'm going to send another shuttle here with new passengers. And I believe this time around I'm going to focus on getting a mix of no specialization, as well as, I think we'll just mix it up. I think we'll try to grab a couple of each specialty. And I do have some scientists, right? We got scientists in here. I think we need some medics as well. I did see quite a few of the medical buildings without medics assigned to them. A couple of botanists, I believe we've got 2 botanists, 3 engineers, 2 geologists, 2 scientists, no officers, a medic. I think I'll throw some no specializations there and let kind of the game send them to the university, but right now we need to fill in some of the general spots. So they do have, I think, the technology that, or the research that will, I guess, make their performance a little bit better, because even though they're a non-specialized person, they're still going to do their job relatively efficiently. What is that upgrade? That was somewhere over here, I thought. General training, right. So they suffer a lower work penalty without the proper specialization. So they can kind of fill in the gaps wherever they might be until our population problem gets a bit evened out. Right. Once that gets here, I'll let them unload. And now what we'll do over here, though, is I think we will go ahead and start bringing in our colonists for the first, or for this dome to the southeast, the first move in, I guess, of the Akongo 1 dome. So once they get here, holy crap, why are we so under on power? Did we have a massive outage somewhere, or what? What did I turn on, or what just went crazy and broke? Oh, we're leaking because of a... Yeah, that's right, we had a dust devil come through. So we were having a pretty bad leak. It's a little annoying that they don't quite go to this immediately. And we should have metal somewhere, right? Yeah, we actually have 10 metal. This is actually working like it's supposed to. We have most of the resources we need down here. So this does, it took a while to get balanced, but the idea of using kind of the storage depots between 2 drone hubs does work out, which is good to know. Our shuttle heading home has arrived, so we do get the money from that. So we're over at 1 billion now, thankfully. I think what I'll do is try to get some people down here into this dome. Now, we may not need all 36, and we really just need at least 2 shifts here of metals extraction. So that's going to be 8 workers. We're also going to include... Did I want to include a lab or a farm? I kind of thought I did. We've got just the basic stuff. I think the hydroponic farm I thought might be good enough, but I think what I'll do instead is kill this research dome down here and instead put down an outside farm. That should take care of all the food requirements in this particular dome. And I don't even think I need the second or the third living complex. I think we can get away with just 2 living complexes. 24 people split among these buildings should be enough. Should actually be more than enough. Now the botanist will probably take up most of the extra space. So we'll let that go its way. Okay, so the rocket that was coming from Earth is ready to go. So we'll get these new colonists in somewhere in this vicinity. And then we'll also go into the list here and order another full passenger rocket. So I probably want to have this more focused if I can. How many geologists do we have? These are going to be the folks who... Oh, we only have 2 geologists. Well, that stinks. That's fine. I guess we're going to have to suck it up and just get kind of some no specialists in here. I don't believe we need any engineers or scientists. We could use some botanists, though. Calling any botanist. We really don't have any botanists. So I guess we'll just go all no specialization and whatever geologists are available. That seems like what we're going to have to do for this one. And they can fill in the gaps from there. Now we're going to need 4, 8. Yeah, there's no botanists either, right? Yeah, no botanist and no medics. Would love to have a medic down here. I might have to manually assign someone to get relocated. That's fine. We'll mess around with that just a bit. I don't think we even need a full shuttle, do we? We need 4, 8. I think there's about 6 or so for the farm. I think 16 might be fine. Let's get a couple more just for fun. And then if there are any open spaces for people and there's any unemployment, what I'll do is I'll just use the open space down here in this dome in Akongo 1, and we'll assign that, or we'll create a building that might fill up some of the open job markets or the unemployment. So we'll take care of that in its own separate dome. God, we still have a leak going on. Why is this not getting fixed? I'm so confused as to why these guys aren't taking care of the leak. Can I micromanage you? Grab metal, please. Okay, come over here and fix the dang thing. And then I guess I could just make another one, try to repair the second spot. There's one spot here and one spot here. Okay, so I guess they're going to go get whatever they need to repair those. It really bugs me that the repair job, for some reason, and I even have a mod that's supposed to do that. Maybe the mod is not working as intended. So maybe it's actually hurting me more than anything. All right, so they should be coming out now, our new people. Wonderful. Welcome to our semi-functional colony, my friends. There's nothing going wrong here at all. They're not going to know all of our horrible history. Nobody tell them what's going on. It's fine. Everyone's completely happy and in love with our colony. So, our new apartments are in place. That should have taken care of any residential issues. And I think I might even be able to, let's see, we have space here. We surprisingly don't have much space. We're low on pretty much everything. Yeah, we know that part.
There are Earth-sick colonists.
Oh, go away. Now, we still have an electricity problem, even though we've repaired the leak. So I think that means we need to put down yet another of the Stirling generators, right? I believe so. Now, of course, that just jumped up because we went to nighttime, and all of the people in their different shifts have gone to bed. So let's put down another Stirling gen. We did unlock the fusion reactor, by the way, but that is another large-scale research that I don't think we're quite ready for just yet. So I'll stick with the Stirlings for the moment. Hopefully, we should be able to get some more people into the polymer factory. We're back down to nobody working in the polymer factory. At least we've got a full squad of engineers working here. That's actually pretty exciting. Tons of people working in electronics, and honestly, I could probably make this not as much of a priority anymore. Our tunnel is just about to be finished up, which is lovely. And I think we'll wrap this episode with the finishing of the tunnel and the starting of the new dome. You're ready to take off already. You only have 20 export. That's fine. We'll send you as you go. And when this shuttle gets here with our new passengers, what I'll do is probably take another look at what planetary anomalies are still available. So that could be something, whether it's I think the resources wouldn't be bad because we might get a chance to get something very useful. So the tunnel is done. Now, rovers can travel... Oh, that's right. Rovers can travel along it, but not anything else. That's okay, though, because what we can do is put down the... We're going to do this. We're going to attach power. And I think we can do even life support here, correct? Grab the pipes here. Okay, so the pipes will be ready. We have to do the same thing on this side, I'm assuming. So pipes and electricity connecting to our tunnel. So rovers can go through this, but not normal little drones. So we're going to have to put a drone hub on the outside over here. And in order to build that drone hub, let's put down a universal storage depot. Somewhere over here. And we'll also put down a regular old drone hub here. Oh, that's kind of cool. The drone hub here is actually a... we must have gotten somewhere along the line. We got a thing for it. What do we call that? The oh goodness, the module, the prefab. So all we have to do is have someone come over here and install it. And what we can do is grab our lovely RC commander, wherever they might be. There we go. Let's bring the RC commander all the way up here, and they can build the drone hub. Actually, cancel this and move it just a little bit away. You don't have to have everything all squished in. So this is going to be able to reach what? The rare metals, as well as the concrete and the medium dome itself. So that's what we want. We'll put some electricity over there. And then we'll go ahead and put down the storage somewhere in a different spot. Maybe somewhere over here is fine. Okay, we'll let those run for a minute. It'll take a second to get the RC commander, I guess, over to that spot. I'm actually curious if he'll use the tunnel, which is kind of cool. Oh, hey, you don't want to go that way, huh? Why don't you want to go all the way over here? Are you waiting? Oh, you're waiting for your little drones to show up. Okay. Ooh, into the tunnel, and... Oh, they actually make it take a little bit of time. Well, that's cool. That worked just like intended. I'm very excited that managed to work all right. So you're all set. Now you need power. I'm guessing that on this end we did not quite connect the power. Oh no, what's happening? Why don't you transfer my power? Okay, so what did I screw up here? Oh, this hasn't been built. We need a tiny bit of metal, and there's no metal to be had. So what we'll do is we'll grab an RC transport, take you off of auto gather, and we'll have you pick up just a tiny bit of metal and deliver it over to our friends. That's fine. That'll do it. We'll get a little bit of metal, and that should take care of that. And then we'll be able to let this take some time. It's going to take a while, I assume,
Research complete.
to get items between point A and point B. Now, here's another question, too. If we don't... Oh, no. I thought drones were going to be moving through the tunnel. They're not going to be doing that. It's our rovers that can do that. So how are we going to deliver goods between them? That is another question. Hey, our mega dome was done. All right, before we end the episode, let's take a look at how big the mega dome is going to be. Awesome. It's relatively huge. Oh, we're just shy of getting everything in here. We can get 3 out of the 4 research areas in here. So we can increase our research in this dome by 50% in this particular spot. This is as far north as I can go. Oh man, that's so close. That's so close. Is it going to be 50% no matter where we go? Yeah, 50% here. I mean, we could put a dome. It doesn't matter if it's over the top of it, right? Right, so we could put a dome here and here, right? Because I don't believe they have to be unique. So either of these 2 spots could have a mega dome that reaches 3 out of the 5 research boosting areas. So that would be kind of nice to have. What are you? Are you a rocket with people on it? You are. So I need to drop you off down south before everyone starves to death. Let me get that down. And oh, I forgot to turn back on this dome. Awkward. So once you're getting powered up, you need to get repaired. I'll wait for that to get repaired. I think they've got another 115 hours. So we got enough time to let them sit in orbit. We'll let this dome get repaired. I'll land people here, and we'll take another look to next episode at if, it's not going to be anytime soon in terms of the mega dome, but I do love the idea that we can start making progress on that. What's queued up for research? We've got productivity training, magnetic extraction, and then arcology. Arcology would be very lovely if we could get that spire unlocked, that we were able to kind of free up all of our triangle spaces inside of our dome to use for service and production building. So thank you so much for joining me. I know this episode was a bit harebrained. Part of it is that I'm trying to... Hello. You guys want... You want what? Oh, it's a trade route. They're going to give us... I think they're going to give us science for electronics. I think I want to save my electronics for a while, to be honest. I don't think that's going to be the route I go. But yeah, I know this episode I was a bit scatterbrained. My apologies. Trying to kind of figure out where we need to go from here. I know we're not at the best spot ever, but a lot of this is learning, and I love having fun and kind of making mistakes and learning from it. So we'll come back next episode, pick up where we left off, and thank you guys so much, as always, for joining me for more Surviving Mars.